Hello and welcome to the PS classes. Today we will be celebrating World Poetry Day, a day dedicated to celebrating the beauty and power of words. Poetry has been an essential part of human culture for thousands of years, and today we honor its many forms and the diverse voices that create them. Poetry is a highly regarded form of literature in English literature. It is a type of literature that uses language in a creative and artistic way to evoke emotions, express ideas, and convey messages. The poetic form has a rich history in English literature, and it has evolved over time to include various styles and forms. The roots of English poetry can be traced back to Anglo-Saxon literature, with works such as Beowulf and Wanderer. However, it was not until the 14th century that poetry began to flourish in the English language, with the works of Chaucer and the emergence of the sonnet form. During the Renaissance, poets such as Shakespeare and Spenser further developed the sonnet form and explored new forms such as the epic poem. The Romantic period of the 18th and 19th centuries saw a renewed interest in nature, emotions, and individualism, and poets such as William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and John Keats became prominent. In the 20th century, modernist poets such as T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound challenged traditional forms and experimented with new styles and techniques. Later, the beat generation of the 1950s and 1960s brought a renewed focus on personal experience and free verse, while contemporary poets continue to explore new forms and themes. Some of the most famous works of English poetry include Beowulf, the Canterbury Tales, Sonnets of Shakespeare, Paradise Lost by Milton, Westland by T.S. Eliot, and The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot. Overall, poetry continues to be a significant form in English literature, offering readers a glimpse into the human experience through language that is both beautiful and evocative. So, are you also interested in poetry but not sure where to start? Poetry is a beautiful and expressive form of art that has been around the centuries. It is a way of using language to create imagery and emotions that can move us in profound ways. Poetry can take many different forms, from individual rhymed verse to free verse, from sonnets to haikus. Each form has its own unique structure and rules that shape the way the poet uses language and imagery. Poetry is not just about following rules, though. It is also about breaking them and using language in unexpected ways. This is what makes poetry such a dynamic and exciting form of art. So, if you are looking to explore the world of poetry, start by reading widely and experimenting with different forms, and most importantly, have fun with it. Today on World Poetry Day, let us celebrate the power of poetry and the many ways it enriches our lives. Whether we are writing, reading, performing, or simply appreciating the beauty of language, poetry has something to offer us all. So let us take a moment to pause and reflect on the many ways that poetry has touched our lives, and let us continue to share its beauty and power with others. Here I am sharing some of the poems that my students have offered.
In the occasion of International Poetry Day, I, Shreya Mishra, is going to recite a self-composed poem, and the name of my poem is Home is Heaven. Dan used the simile of stiff twin compasses that describes the united soul of lovers, although they are physically parted. Similarly, me and my home are always united. Wherever I go, I will return. How longer I want to stay, I can't stay here. As at the end, when a person has to leave, heaven is the ultimate home to reach. That is why I consider my home as heaven, where the God is smiled with the face of my parents. Peace and satisfaction stays here 24/7, home sweet home, and it is my heaven, and it is my heaven. Thank you.
On the occasion of World Poetry Day, I would like to recite a poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Where the mind is without fear. and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father. Let my country awake. Thank you.
Happiness chases everyone, sadness comes without following it. As much happiness as there is in life, one day everyone will forget. If you say that once sorry, it doesn't forget. Journey of a life, mind is a complete idiot. Both joy and sorrow, so there is only one aspect. Thank you.
Here is my another self-written poem which I wanted to share with you all. So, let's start. No one can love you like I do. Shh, it's a secret. It will always be between me and you. Love, that is so pure. I'm in great agony. Please be my cure. I don't need any medicine and never will. If you promise to stay by my side until I completely heal, touch me, caress me with your magical hand, and don't forget to bring the elixir of heaven to land. Breathe some life into my lifeless soul. I'm not asking much from you, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe for more such videos.